Okay, g'day guys. Look, I'm just going to run through this tool. We've still got this here just so that you guys can test it easily. Okay, so we can change our wall height, whatever it might be. 3 meters. We're using a Dincel wall, and we can start. I'll start with just straight out of the box. Okay. First things first, we click to tell it where we want to start drawing from. We give it a location, so I click it again. You'll notice it comes up with these guidelines now. That makes it easier for us, and you can also see that it's snapping to 55mm instead of anything, so therefore we're designing to standard Dincel systems. Okay, now the guideline that we put in allows us to figure out where to stop. So you can see that I'm stopping there, and I'm going to go down to here. Because the corners are short, we can now click, and if I push enter, I can now draw it. And you'll notice that it's got concrete filled in there as well. You'll also notice that these layers here are now being put in there. So I can now turn that layer off, and we can have a look at the system. You notice that it finished with a joiner. The corners all worked, and everything goes together quite neatly. You can see that that didn't work exactly, so it worked to our 55mm increments. And if I did a bill of quantities from this, I now have 62 200mm P1s and the length at 3 meters high. You can see they've got 4 P2s, joiners. I've got 4 joiners, Dincel guides, and everything that's required to actually be able to purchase what was drawn, which I think was what our agreement was. Let's go back to a different type of wall. So if I go Control Z, I can undo, or I can just simply click on it and delete. Right, so let's go back to the wall, and we'll draw with a 110 series, and I'll do the same. I'll start with without an end cap, select my location, tell it which way I want it to draw, and I'm back to the same again. Right, I can see I want to finish at that line there. I'm going right angles, and I know that I want to finish here, and I'm going to go right angles. I can also click and then double click, and it will draw the same thing. Now I have the 110, I'll turn my concrete off, and I have all my joiners and everything in there. I can also delete them individually. Right, or I can undo that. Control Z will undo, and I can do a bill of quantities on that as well. Let's have a look. Okay, we have our 4 corners again, 68mm 110, 3 meters high. Okay, let's go back to the model, and we'll start with another system, or I might put some 15 degrees in there for you. Okay, go back to here. We'll start with an end cap. So you can see we have P1 with end cap, turning left, turning right, and these would also be our P4s, turning left or turning right. End cap, I'll let you test all of those out. I'm going to start with an end cap, giving it a location I'm drawing, and now if I move my mouse, and I'll just see if I can show you this. Right, and if I go move my mouse to the right, it'll obviously go up there, and it also put a 55mm in there. I'll draw it like that, and I'll go back the other way. And these are all working to standard Dincel sizes. If I want to override it, I can also type in a measurement. So say I wrote in 2400 here and push enter. It's drawn it to the nearest Dincel size. Okay, and you can see with the corner, it's changing those sizes. Double click, and I now have all my corners in there, my joiners, 55mm increments. You notice before that I went actually straight after there, and if I do a takeoff now, I now have every single product that's in there, and that's going to save you guys a whole heap of time, as you can already imagine. I think we probably should go and put prices in there, but I'll leave it to you guys. Let's see what else we got there. I'll go back to the original. As as I said before, I can undo, Control Z. Let's start with, say, a right angle now. So we're going to say turning right, which is clockwise. Submit. So first thing I want to do is actually tell it where I'm starting my right from. So I'm actually going this way, and then I'm going to draw this way. And it doesn't matter if I go left or right here. Same thing again. You'll notice that I want to finish short of that line there. So I'm going to go up to here and move my mouse back. I actually started from a right angle, so it was actually correct. So see, I made a mistake there. I can push delete and it goes back to here. And now if I go and zoom in, I actually want it to start there. I'm going to go to my right angle, which is down the page. Like you can see, I made a mistake there because I went back, so I need to go delete. And I actually should have gone to this line here. Alright. And the reason why this guideline is here is to show us the distance between the joiners. One other thing I need to do is put one in there. I didn't put finish because I started with that's actually correct. Because I started with and I didn't tell it what I want to finish it with, because computers are a little bit stupid. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so I'm going back to my wall. You'll notice in here that we actually have finish with additional joiner. Submit. I actually should have started with, I'm going to have to do that again because I didn't start with a right angle corner as well, so I'll go back. And I want to start with, finish with an additional joiner, and I want to start with a right hand turn. Okay, so I'm going to tell I'm turning right. Right, I'm going to get to my guideline, which is this one here. No, I should have went to the other one, delete. So the best thing is you have the option to go and change this. And I'm going to go down to here. And I'm going to finish at my guideline there. Double click. And now you see it has in the joiner that it requires. There's a whole heap of different options and variations that can be done there with all the systems and panels. All of the takeoffs are being done. For instance, this. Okay, and your measurements are all involved in there. Guys, I think that completes what we needed to do with you, but I look forward to your feedback. Cheers.